Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Lisa here. Today, I want to dive into emotions because it had me struggling for so long. And when I started therapy in 2021, she would ask me how I was feeling and I would just go blank, there was so many feelings or emotions, whatever we want to call it, sensations in my body going on at the same time. And one of the things that I've recently uncovered that was really holding me back then was the fact that when we suppress our emotions for so long, it's like they're still in there and they can be conflicting, you can feel rage and immense love at the same time, or really sad and love. They're actually kind of the same. And that's what grief is this sadness of not ever being able to see something or do something again. But the reason that you're sad is because there was so much love there. So it was so complicated for me. And then there's, there was a lot of guilt around anger, because as women, we are not supposed to be angry. We're supposed to be good girls, and keep the peace and be agreeable and all of these things. Yet sometimes we feel angry and then we don't know what to do with that because, it's just not how women are portrayed. Yet we all have these emotions, And I think too, with my childhood and just being raised in this society, emotions are seen as a weakness, and they are if you're too emotional, it's like a bad thing. Yet we all have these emotions. I also feel like I'm an air sign with my sun, and then I have 2 fires for my other. So emotions, I feel like were probably already a little more difficult for me. We're, as an air sign, we're in our thoughts, and to get out of your thoughts and to into your body, into your emotions, it's not that easy, and we want to think about it, but it's not a thought sort of thing. You got to kind of bypass the mind sometimes to get to the root of what these emotions are trying to tell you. And so that's really what I want to talk about today, is that, we have these emotions like anger, sadness, joy, frustration, whatever, And of course, we all want to be experiencing the positive ones. And we want to, get rid of the negative ones, the ones that are deemed bad. So if you do that for your entire life, 35 years, there's a buildup of these negative emotions. And for me, what it felt like was there was an explosion in my chest waiting to go off. And I was just filled with anger, but I couldn't let it out. So it just lived inside of me. And that's whenever I started therapy. I actually tried antidepressants before therapy, and it kind of took the edge off, but it was still there, and it didn't really help me. But again, whenever I went to the therapist and talked to her and she wanted me to like say what I was feeling, there was this block there because I had never done that before. Like, I've never said that this is the sensation that I'm feeling and this is the word that goes with it. And I still struggle with this. You know, I know the big ones, but oftentimes it isn't just one emotion. And I think that that's what complicates it. I think what also complicates it is this idea that we have to have a name for it. Like, it is good to name what you're feeling. It is. But it doesn't have to be the exact name that the like psychiatrists have come up with, psychologists or whatever. So like for me, whenever I'm describing the sensation in my body, something that's been really helpful is going away from the titles, the names, and more of like what it feels like in my body. You know, disconnecting from the mind and the story that's created the sensation. And just like breathing and feeling into my body. You know, does it feel like your heart's about to explode out of your chest? Does it feel like there's something spinning around in your stomach? Does it feel like there's ants crawling all inside of your body? And that has been so helpful for me. Even though I don't know what like the technical name is for the emotion that I'm feeling, I know what the sensation is in my body and I'm feeling it, because whenever you're feeling it and you're like in there describing it, like that's you feeling it. And that's what healing takes, is going in there and just being with that sensation. We don't have to call it a name. You know, it feels like there's a fire in my heart, you know? That one's probably anger, but it could be resentment or frustration or like rage, you know, all kind of associated with anger, but it could be like many different things at the same time. And I feel like that's such a misconception with emotions, that it has to be just one. Because many times it's not, and then that confuses you. And then you get sidetracked and just keep shoving it down or ignoring it. When really all that needs to happen is for you to be present there with it. To sit there with it. You know, what does it feel like? If it were a person or a character, what would it look like? What does it want to do? What does it want to say? Does it want to like light everything on fire? Does it want a hug? Like, you know? And then what does it need? What does it need from you? And really, like, you don't even need to know the name of the emotion. That's for more when you're expressing yourself to other people. It's helpful to know the language to communicate so that they understand, you know, because if you just say, oh, I feel like ants are crawling all inside of me, they may not understand. Maybe they will. But like anxious, I guess, would probably be that one. But when it comes to you processing your emotions, which is your job, you don't need the name. You just need to feel into it. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it want to do? And what does it need from you? And there's a lot of reasons that this has happened. Like I said before, you know, emotions make you seem weak, right? That's a common thought process amongst the people. And really, what makes you weak is not feeling your emotions and shoving them down, because then you behave in ways because of these shoved down emotions that didn't get looked at, that you don't want to. Like your pain, your unexpressed pain, your unexpressed emotions create these behaviors that you're like, who the hell is that doing that, you know? It's not me. It is you. And it's because you're not processing your shit. But I think a lot of people have trouble with this. I know I was one of them. And it's because you feel like you have to name it. And what if you don't know the name? Like, what if you don't know what you're feeling inside? Like, how many times has that happened to you? Where you just, like, feel away and it's like, I can't put words to it. You know? And that's okay. It's okay if you're there. Just feel it. What does it feel like? Use whatever words you want to describe it. Like, whatever comes to you, whatever is alive for you. And then, like, it creates that space. Like, you're present there with it. You're sitting there with it. You're in it. Even though it's uncomfortable, you're not running from it. You're not telling it to go away. You know? There's this really good thing that I heard recently from Aaron Doughty. And he says that when these emotions come up, it's like your inner child is standing at your front door. And if you're like, go away, or why are you here again? Why am I having you at my door right now? I need you to go away, get away, go over to the neighbor's house. Like, they're still there. They're just, like, you can't see them. They're going to come back. And, like, all they want is for you to let them in and listen. See them. Listen to it. Like, what is it trying to tell you? Is it trying to tell you that you deserve better? Is it trying to tell you that, you know, you need rest? Is it trying to tell you that you need a hug? You need love? And you get to give that to yourself. Whatever it is. They want it from you. Your inner child wants it from you. It might feel good to get it from somebody else, but it'll go away. That goodness, that good feeling that you get whenever you get validated externally. But when you validate from within, when you love from within, when you nourish from within and nurture and soothe and see and hear, you don't need that external anymore because you're listening to yourself. You're standing up for yourself, you know? But yeah, I just really wanted to share this because I don't know how many other people are struggling with their emotions, but it was like, it's hard to process something that you think makes you bad. It's hard to process something that you don't know what it is because you've never felt them. You've never had anybody be like, oh, that's anger, you know? And this is how you can healthily express it. Instead, we grew up with people shoving their stuff down and expressing it in toxic ways. And then we make anger the villain, when really it was the repression of anger for so long. Like, anger is not bad, and you can express it in healthy ways, and that's how we change things. Like, you know, that's how change happens, is people get angry about something and then they act in a way that can change it, but not in a destructive way necessarily, you know, in a creative way. By feeling into it and listening to what needs to happen and giving that to yourself, it just, like, it's so much better. And you don't have to know the terminology, the correct terminology. That's your mind trying to take over. And with emotions, it's in the body. So feeling into it letting it be there, letting it in. Let it in your door. Open the door and let it in. Listen to it and see what it needs. Try giving it what it needs for a change instead of expecting someone else to do that for you. You know? So yeah, if you're struggling with emotions, you're not alone. And there is support. I can help support if needed, if wanted. And I love you guys. Bye.